Alright. Where do I need to go? There's a fish right here. That's something. I can catch up the one hit bombs. There we go. I'll probably just get this quest done here. How many marks do I have? 70, okay. Alright. Hello, Nico Dragon, how are you? Just finding some Path of Titans today. That was very quick for collecting those quest items. Sorry if I'm sounding a little bit weird or I'm not talking as much. My throat's kind of dry today because there's a lot of smoke in the air. Acorns. That is a very nice camera angle, thank you, game. I appreciate having my camera clipped into a stick. These are getting relatively easy quests. They don't take all that long, but they don't give many marks, unfortunately. That is a rock. I just find it funny how all the dinosaurs are just trying to pick up an infinite number of mushrooms, flowers, seeds, nuts, all that kind of stuff off the ground. I know where the death caps are now. This game's been changing for the better recently, which I like. Pretty consistent updates with honestly not that many horrible bugs, and mostly just, mostly just improvements. Some things are kind of questionable, but they're not too bad usually. Just collecting quest items, waiting around. One change that I do actually remember from the last patch for sure that I think is kind of interesting is, aside from just changing the way you claim quests, it seems that they actually increase the amount of growth you get from said quests, but decrease the overall marks you get from completing quests, which means it's harder to unlock abilities and skins, but it's easier to actually grow stuff, which is really nice actually. And sorry if the map checking gets annoying at all. I check the map a lot because I have a very bad sense of direction, and I have no clue where I'm going most of the time. I have a destination in mind, kind of, but I don't know how to get there. This is a pretty nice little area. Sorry about that. I constantly flip my camera into rocks, trees, or bushes on accident all the time. It's because I try to get camera angles to see stuff. I'm really gonna have to find like an actual decent-sized fish or something soon for this Sucho, because I've basically been living off of table scraps. Which, it's not necessarily bad as a semi-aquatic to just live off of the small fish, but it's kind of hard to, well, it's hard to actually heal and quest for a prolonged time if you have to constantly go back for like 10% hunger. Don't know why I'm going off in this area, because this area is quite dangerous, but I am. One second. Oh yeah, 1 second. Sorry about that, the dog was going insane. I hope there's nothing in the water, like sarcos or spinos or other sucos, because that will get destroyed at this size. And Sucho doesn't swim quite either for some reason. Alright. Any fish at all? Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that I haven't seen any fish. There we go. And a sargo. There we go, I got the fish. Let's see if I can help the sargo out actually, because it seems like he wants to catch some stuff. Let's see if I can be bait, kind of. Not again, this dog. Good lord, this dog is running insane. Well, at least the sargo got food. And oh my lord, this dog. I'll have to go deal with her in a minute. Yeah, dude. Yeah, I gotta go deal with that dog in a second. Go with the lens flare, come on. Can't turn it off and it annoys me to no end how bright the lens flare is. Right, there we go. Andrew got the annoying lens flare in my face from the water. Alright. This isn't too bad a place to quest as something small. Generally. Dense cover is usually better for not being seen. for something. This doesn't sound that big, but anything can kind of be a threat to me in this sense. Which quest will I get? Kind of banking on it being mushroom quest. Pine cones. There's still a bunch of pine cones around here. I see as I get stuck on this tree stump. So I'm pretty sure what I was hearing running around was a lepton of Venetrix, which is a raptor, basically. Hello, Danzy. How are you today? I'm doing fine. Smoke in the ear's still bugging me a little bit, but it's not that bad. And I'm just kind of chilling as a Sucho, trying to get some growth in. Sorry about that. It's getting night, which means it's going to be a lot more difficult to see in a little bit. There was something that I was thinking about doing, but I don't remember what it was at this point. Okay, it's down here, that's where they are, okay. That being the mushrooms for this quest. That quest completion sound is always so loud, and you can't turn it down without turning down the actual game itself, which is really sad. Sorry if I go really quiet for times in this game. I have pretty bad eyes a lot of the time, and I've learned not to trust my eyes as much when playing uh, this kind of game. Instead, I use my ears, so I have to listen a little bit more. And there's just generally less to talk about, I feel, in this game than there is on something like League or Smite. Branches, okay. One thing I do like about this game's developers is they tend to, it seems like they actually listen a lot to the community, which is kind of rare. Where you have actually, I don't know if it's still active, but there's a whole forum that you could actually post from the Discord on their website somewhere. Where does that one go? Oh, just literally right back where I was. Okay. But yeah, that forum on their website that may or may not still be active. You could post ideas or upvote other people's ideas and suggestions. And a lot of them actually have gotten in over time. I remember one in particular. It was the uncapped character limit, or the ability to set the character limit on your on servers in this game, and the developers took that and did something even more interesting with it, where right now you can have one of any character or any species, but you can get the different subspecies for 500 marks apiece. And that's a very good compromise where it means that okay. Yeah, that's a Sarco in the water that I heard. A little camp though right there. But yeah, back on what I was saying, that system is kind of a good compromise because it means that you'd want to play the game more to get the marks to get the other subspecies, but it means that you're not hard locked to the limit of, say, 25 characters, whereas that was where it was before, but now you can have one of every species, which is really helpful. I think it's just a good change. The only negative I see is that, oh, you have to spend marks to have more than one subspecies per dinosaur. It's the only real downside I see, but it's just a huge improvement over what it used to be. Ooh, I can actually get the quests in here done again because they refreshed. Nice. At least it's a little bit brighter in here than it was in that forest, I think, so it should be a little bit easier to see, even though it's very dark. It should do that. A lot of marks now. There we go, I can get that and I can put that on in a home cave. That ability, called Drenched Blows, is unique to Sucho, and it gives Sucho a damage increase on opponents that have recently been in the water, which overall doesn't seem that insane on paper and seems pretty fitting, but it's, even though it's only like a 10-15% damage boost, it's actually helpful. Does it make Sucho a little bit better against Sarco, and Sarco is a terror in the water, and Sucho overall is actually the worst aquatic in the the worst semi-aquatic to play in the water because it's got a slow swim speed and it swims loud and it turns really wide. But Sucho has the most land mobility because it's got the best trot. It's got a pretty damn good sprint speed and got decent stamina. That damage buff can apply to basically anything. And I will say, one issue that this genre of games tends to have is the lighting, because it tends to get really dark at night. This game isn't as dark as the Isle is, but it's still not easy to see things. And you guys obviously have less light than I do, because that's just how that kind of stuff works. I gotta try and go around. Yeah, I'm going in the right direction. I was just not entirely sure if I was going the right way for a second there. I will say, I have been practicing a lot with this new Sucho on deathmatch servers for this game, and I find it pretty interesting. There's something, I don't know where it is, or how big, or exactly what it is, but it sounds decently big. Yeah, with the deathmatch stuff, I've been kind of messing about as Sucho for a while. I hear that right. What's this? Sounds kind of like a Bosboldia to me, which is a big hadrosaur. Just judging the way it's running. Let me see if it's gonna come around the corner or not. No, I do hear it, and I think that I just saw it a little bit. I think it's like right off here. I'm not sure. I don't want to move because I don't want to reveal myself and get curb stomped, basically. Yeah, in that deathmatch comment, I've been trying to get used to new Sucho and trying to figure it out because it's fun to play. It's just kind of awkward at times. I'm trying to figure out the best ways to, defend myself with Sucho. I've noticed that it actually seems kind of similar to how Styraco usually plays, where you don't have the best stamina, but you turn really well when you're sprinting, and you deal pretty good damage with your bite or headbutt in Styraco's case. In Sucho's case, it also has some pretty good bleed on its claws, but they both turn really slowly when they're not moving at a full sprint. So you gotta be kind of careful. I like Styraco a lot, and Styraco actually got huge buffs in the last update. Its charge attack does bleed now, and it has actually more bulk, and its subspecies all have benefits to picking each of them, as opposed to just plus speed minus defense, plus defense minus speed, and balanced. Yeah, if I do see it. I'm gonna try and crawl up now. But yeah, talking about Styraco, its head throw actually has the same passive damage that Kentro does on its tail and back, where if you bite it, you'll take bleed and a little bit of damage. Yeah, it is a bars, I can see it. It's not very big bars, so I'm not that worried. Yeah, it's not that massive of bars. It looks at most large adolescent. Still bigger in growth than me, but not that scary because of how slow bars are. There's something else. I don't like that it's coming over here. And my survival senses are tingling to get away from it. Especially because I heard something else on the other side. And I'm gonna be a little bit greedy with this and get this quest done while I can. Sucho has some really fast quest item collection now. Right. Back into the canyon I go. All these quests have new descriptions. You need to dig out mushrooms that are poisoning the area. Okay. just playing as the Sucho, I don't feel that big, but I know that I'm way larger than when I started. Like, I don't even think a GB Sucho would come up to my shoulder at this point. Back on yes, 3 times that sound plays. Well, lovely. But anyway, back on the combat stuff. I overall really like the combat update. There are a few things I would change, for sure. And I really hate what they did to Kentro, I will say that. Kentro is... Well, Kentro went from being one of the better heroics for just general survival to basically having one of the hardest times defending itself out of everything. Because even back before it, you could activate Death Rattle and not have to worry about using your tail slot for it. Now Death Rattle no longer slows you, but you can only have one attack if you have Death Rattle then. And Kentro lost its headbutt, which, although basically useless, was still really funny to use. To just, bonk things with your head and take them out. And then, I don't know why Kentro should just defaultly have the ability to jump like a lot of the other stuff, but before they took away Vault from it, which was basically a jump ability for it. And I don't know why they took that away. It was expensive and it was worth it usually because even though it wasn't a big jump, it was still a jump and more fall damage resistance. And then of course, with all of that, they ruined Kentro's tail attack hitbox, where you used to be able to hit things with basically the tip of your tail, and like half the spikes at the end of your tail. Now you have to have like half of your tail go through their body to hit them, and even then it's inconsistent because of lag and all that stuff. So yeah, at the moment Kensho is trying to show its former self, which is sad to me. Supposedly they are changing the hitbox on its tail attack to be higher up, so it may hit things better. I'm hoping that's the case. I do know that they're also giving Kensho a new trot for the next update that's already on the testing branch. And its new trot isn't that fast, but it's faster than the one that it has now, which is at least something. Yes, restore central wasteland. Don't you love quest? Don't you love useless quests? Like, I don't understand why they have the wasteland or water quality quest in the game still at this point, aside from just making it faster for getting water and the wasteland back again. Because the wasteland quests give like 50 marks if you do all of it. That's if you do all of it. Usually you're gonna get like 20 marks. just about. The water quality ones, you don't even get marks for turning in bits anymore for the water quality ones, which is really bad. So there's quite literally no point in doing either of them, unless you're trying to get multiple friends to come back with the waystone ones. That's because I'm paranoid. I'm gonna check the water before I actually drink, because I don't want to get smacked. Alright, looks good. I'm always so nervous around around water in games. It's probably in part due to Dynasty Feast in the Isle just absolutely scarring me and basically everyone else that plays that game. Just the absolute fear of potentially getting deleted for trying to take a drink. Okay, time to look for fish. Here's a trout. Alright. Alright. Some more food back at least. Stingray, okay. Now you can see the different fish buffs. It doesn't tell you what they do, sadly, but they do something. Everything from armor buffs to health regen, stamina regen, all that kind of stuff. There's also no point in slow swimming as Sucho anymore, because you just make so much noise anyway. Might as well just full on use all your speed. Alright, is there a way up here? I don't see one yet. If that home cave wasn't there, I could probably quest around it, but we'll get the home cave debuff if you try that now, which is really not fun because it's something like an 80% slow on your character, which is really not fun. Oh, I heard something for a second there. Tiger nut. Oh, that's a no. I definitely did hear something. It was a Styraco. To myself, I keep thinking, I don't look that much bigger, but I've noticed that my skin has shed into the adult skin a lot more than it was when I was fresh adolescent, so that's something at least. Alright, go around to the long way basically. And get some water while I can. hear something else. Sounds kind of like that same bars from earlier, but I don't know. It definitely still sounds like a bars. There's the water right there if I need to drop a new. That is a bars. Noisy. That reminds me. This Sucho has a huge scar on its side because I got bit by a Sarco. That was fun. Had a mini heart attack at that. I gotta stay away from the home cave so I don't get the debuff. Alright. Hopefully that's far enough away that I can avoid the debuff. We're getting there, we're getting there. Milk caps right over here. You hear that? That is the sound of progress, my friend. I forget what that is a quote from. I feel like it might be TFT, but I don't remember. There's something else here. Start collecting. Let's see it. Doesn't look that big, but I don't know what it is. It's a Picno. Ah. Not a very big Picno at that. A little bit bigger than me by the looks of it. Give him a friendly teabag. Picno sending a friend, yeah, group invite, interesting. There's plenty of stuff here to share for the most part. They're very startup. I'm surprised. That Picno has basically a full-on adult skin by the looks of it, but they're only like a head, only like half a head taller than I am. I'm only halfway through adolescent. And no flowers here. Looking for flowers, but don't seem to be too many of them on this side of the river. I know there's a bunch on the other side of the river. Well, at least the Sucho I have, I always have a partial escape option with Sucho. Even if I'm not the fastest swimmer, I can still use the water. Means most things. I'm almost exactly halfway grown through the whole growth cycle, which isn't bad at all. Because if you don't count hatchling, which you get out of for free by just doing the mandatory tutorial, it's about 4 growth stages, and I'm about halfway through the second one now, so that's not bad. I think that hopefully that's just the Picno moving again. No, I'm not too afraid of it. I'm not too afraid of a Picno at this size. Or a Picno that size at this size, because I'm basically just. Well, we're similar in size, and I am. What? Picno has much less consistent damage than Sucho does. Picno's bite does less damage and has a longer cooldown between uses. Its headbutt does basically no damage, and Picno's charge, even though it does a lot of damage, has a decently long cooldown. It can kind of be dodged, whereas Sucho has a very slow attack on its claw attack, but its claw attack does good bleed, and Picnos don't like bleed. Most things don't like bleed, in fact. It looks like I gotta cross the river for this quest, probably. Alright, nothing over there, nothing over here as far as I can tell. I'll say a lot of the map got updated, and it looks so nice. Like I was out there going, this game is nice, but it's nothing absolutely insane. And with all these new map assets, it's actually really goddamn pretty. I thought that tree was something for a second. I was like, what is that? Right. Or something. This game's ambience actually irritates me sometimes because what is the point of just having this deafening wind noise all the time? How about some more interesting sounds as opposed to just a loud wind that muffles all the other sound? I don't know what that is that's running. Fun quests in the menu. Oh, okay. I think whatever was running might have been either an Aloe or a Sucho, or it might have been a Stego. Those are my three guesses, anyway, for what it was, judging by the sound of its footsteps. It still amazes me how I can remember that so much better than I can remember like, slightly complex math. Two hills, no flowers. Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Well, there's flowers up here at least. The server's having a little bit of trouble, I think. It's not collecting stuff as fast as it should be. It doesn't feel like it's collecting stuff as fast as it should be. Yeah, it was kind of lagging for a second though. 400 marks, not bad. I'm going to complete this quest, then probably switch off to Styraco, I think. I hope my mic didn't just pick up on that. That was not a good sound. So my jaw just crunching. Oh, I hear that. I don't know what it is though. Nothing off that way, nothing off this way. Some fish here though. Still not that used to fishing all that much with Sucho, and just things in general, because there's like fishing changes every like 3 months. Come on, there we go. And they really do not give that much hunger, those tiny fish. Excuse me? It just swam through my bite. Where is the hit launch? There it is. God, it's so weird. Every time with that coming out of the water sound, I don't think that's intentional at all, but it's definitely a thing. This Hugo is really starting to look more and more like an adult instead of a baby. But yeah, time to go switch to Styraco. Just gonna go into the home cave for the what's it called? The growth buff. Alright. Styraco, Styraco, Styraco. There you are. What a lovely camera angle. I like this animation for collecting. Dig, dig, dig. Dig up the item, dig up the mushroom, dig up the root, that kind of stuff. Wait, 2 more patches of flowers, basically. Where am I going? Okay, here's some more flowers. There's enough right here. Death caps, got it. I like baby Styraco's skin a lot, actually. It reminds me of a baby boar, a baby deer, and the red and white spotted mushrooms in this game, the Amantia mushrooms, which is pretty cool. Titans. Okay. Oh boy. Look at that. There's a Latin Administrates. This size dying doesn't really matter all that much. And acorns. Acorns, acorns, acorns. Right after this. I guess I will go to the Darkwoods after this, get some quests done there, and the location quests done, then I can go to the home page. That is a tree. Wonderful. Yeah, I go down here. Oh, that reminds me as well. Styraco is actually getting a new ability on its what's it called? On the PTB. It has one, and it's doing that soon. I think it's called Brace. It's another head slot ability. If you hold down the button, you reduce all incoming damage to your head, shoulders, front feet, and neck by, I think it's like 80-90%, something like that. Which is good because Styraco has its passive bleed and damage on its head now. And even though it drains stamina pretty fast, and by that I mean like at a decent amount, it's actually a pretty good tool. You should even just like hold it for like half a second. And it's going to be especially decent at blocking heavy hits like charge attacks. So many marks already. That's 1100 for charge. Which, as I mentioned earlier, it does bleed now for Styraco, which is really cool. And it actually makes a lot of sense that it does bleed because, think about it, it's about a 2.5 ton herbivore ramming into you at full speed with a long horn. It better do a lot of bleed. I was going to wait for the hunger to go down for the food quest, but I don't care enough to actually get it. I don't have to worry about finding food ASAP when I do get it. I was talking to someone else the other day, and they were reminiscing about how what's it called? How almost scanned us all of the old Looney Tunes cartoons were to an extent, but how kind of funny they were too. And I agree with them. For instance, I remember one particular Looney Tunes cartoon clip where there were gorillas, and Bugs was pretending, Bugs Bunny was pretending to be a baby, and he was just whacking the dad gorilla over the head over and over again, and every time that the dad gorilla would do anything, he'd just scream, and the little girl would come running. Funny and absolutely like ridiculous. Like, you can't help feel bad for the dead gorilla, but it's still kind of funny. That's just something. Good thing I'm a tiny little Styraco. A little kidney bean, if you will. The old Looney Tunes cartoons are wild. Lots of old cartoons are wild. Old Tom and Jerry is some of the best, like slapstick kind of like painful humor out there still. I remember hearing a term a couple years ago called stretch and squeeze cartoons, and that's what Tom and Jerry are, where they get smacked around into all kinds of different shapes. I understand everyone who definitely has different sense of humor, but my sense of humor just comes from random dumb stuff usually. More so stuff where I'm like, what? Just absolutely completely unexpected. I remember someone in my high school asked me, is cereal a soup or a stew? And my reaction was, what? I just started laughing. It was beautiful. I got another area, I think, for these branches. Yeah, I am okay. But, random goofy stuff and other people laughing, that's usually what gets me to laugh. That are just genuine fun. One moment. That was weird. Alright, off to the home cave I go. That is a branch. Lovely. Alright, where am I going? My brain is super fried, goddamn. That's salt water. I'd rather take a drink of that. Then I read it. Nope. Okay, game. There we go. Almost got me stuck for a second. But yeah, I'm probably just gonna head to the home cave. Get that quest done. That's a little Marga, okay. Hello, Blossom. How are you? Interesting. It's something over the water there, not sure what it was. Concave. A CD update for this game? I'm not sure what you're referring to exactly. Thank you for following, Blossom. I am not sure what the CD update is off the top of my head. Ah, okay. I see. It's okay. I don't mind like dumb jokes, all that kind of stuff all that much, as long as it's not like really rude or that kind of stuff. These nuts is harmless and just funny most of the time. So how are you doing? I really have to go all the way around, huh? It's good to hear that you're doing well. I'm doing decent, but feeling a little bit off today because of all the smoke that's been in the air the last couple days. There's oh, hello Anna. There's smoke all over the place from Canada. It's blowing down south toward the U.S. and it's oh, you're in school, okay. You on break, or your teachers just not care if you got stuff or that kind of anything like that? Oh, you're thinking, oh, Acorn Quest. Nope, wrong quest. My brain is so melted. Oh, really? They did neat. Tell them I said thank you. I appreciate I appreciate anything nice. I went the wrong way. I try to be kind and try to get everyone to be kind, but it's not always easy. Where am I going? Why am I so confused? Underrated, you say? Perhaps. Anyone can be underrated. Anyone can be an underdog. I'm playing is basically one of the definitions of an underdog right now, Styracosaurus. Might be kind of small compared to a lot of the super strong things in this game, but it is mighty in its own way. Right, after I get this, or after I get a couple quests done here, I'm probably going to see about ending the stream soon, because I'm starting to feel kind of weird. And by weird, I mean I'm starting to feel kind of nasty from there. And I want to see if I can do some other stuff today. Alright. Okay. See, I'm gonna get this one quest done. Then I'm gonna look about sending you off to someone else streaming. Couple more quests. If you're still here, Boston, do you want me to send you off to another Titan streamer? Or want me to send you off to a good friend? Ooh. Sounds like an Enno's messing with people around the home cave. If someone's messing with an Enno around the home cave. I know people in this game tend to hate Ennos, but I don't hate them too much. It's mostly because I haven't had too many bad run-ins with Enno players, or massive mixed packs with Ennos, but I just like Ankylosaurs, and I think that they're mostly chill. down to the home cave I go. And so yeah, the quest done for the home cave, I'll end it. And there we go. Alright. Thank you to anyone that showed up for the stream, stuck around, talked to me. I appreciate it greatly. Take care, have a good day, night, whatever. And remember, be nice.